Gate Guardian support is here, and we have all of the goodies that you want to see for Maze of Memories. Don't be like the 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So, your first image here is, yep, that's our Ancient Fairy errata. No wonder why they wanted us to wait. So what do all these new cards do? Labyrinth Wall Shadow. Monsters cannot attack the turn that they are summoned except for monsters whose original is level 5 or higher. Well, that doesn't stop Kashtira. Can't wait for that. Once per turn during your main phase, you can place one of your Sangha, Kazajin, or Suijin that is in your banished or in your hand or deck face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell. At the start of your opponent's battle phase, you can target one monster your opponent controls with less than 1600 attack and destroy it. I actually kind of like that. That's kind of cool. And then we have the Prey of the Jurai Gumo. Special summon this card is a normal monster. Insect Earth, level 5 with 2100 attack, 100 defense to your main monster zone in its same column. And then you can destroy one monster your opponent controls in this card's column. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard to add one of your Sangha, Kazajin, or Suijins that are banished or in your deck to your hand. Yay, we can tutor. And then we have the Labyrinth Heavy Tank. So you can normal summon this card without tributing. Oh, boy. Cannot attack the turn it is normal summon. Why'd you have to put that on there? During your main phase, you can place one of your Sangha, Kazajin, or Suijins that is banished in your hand or in your deck in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell or trap card. Oh boy. If you control a Labyrinth Wall card, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls. I'll take that. Alright. Down here, we have the Ryoku Guardian. So if your life points are lower than your opponent's, target one monster you control a Gate Guardian, its original name, half your opponent's life points, and that monster gains attack equal to your opponent's life points. You can banish this card from your graveyard to add one Sangan, Kazajin, or Suijin that is banished or in your deck to your hand. I love these search abilities. Then we have the double attack Wind and Thunder. If you control a Gate Guardian monster, target one card on the field, destroy, and then during your main phase, banish this card from your graveyard to add one Sangha, Kazajin, or Suijin that is banished or in your deck to your hand. Alright, I'll take that. Now, we have our first fusion up here, which is going to be the Gate Guardian of Thunder and Winds. It's going to be Sangha plus Kazajin. Who would have guessed that? Must be special something extra by banishing the above cards you control. Oh boy. During your main phase, you can add one spell or trap card from your deck to your hand that mentions Sangha, Kazajin, or Suijin. You can only use this effect of this once per turn. If this face-up special summon card, you leaves the field because of its opponent. You can special summon one of your banished Sangha or Kazajin. So overall, the first little bit here is pretty good. Now, as we move on along here, we have the Shadow of the Labyrinth. So you can discard this card to add one Labyrinth Wall card from your deck to your hand. At the start of the damage step, if your opponent's monster battles while you control a Labyrinth Wall card, you banish this card from your graveyard to destroy that opponent's monster. Okay, I guess that's kind of cool. Sure. Then we have the Gate Guardian of Water and Thunder. So, the same summoning condition as the rest by banishing them from above. And then once per chain, quick effect, target one face monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0 till the end of the turn. And then if this thing, oh, you can use that twice per turn. Oh, that's pretty good. And then if this face-up card gets wiped by the opponent, you can bring back a Suijin or our friend here. Then there's Gate Guardian of Wind and Water. I love how this thing looks. It's so derpy. Must be special summoned by banishing the above cards. Your opponent activates a spell or trap card or effect on the field. Quick effect. You can negate that effect. I wish it destroyed it, but you know they were feeling a little bit too saucy here. You can only use this effect of Wind and Water twice per turn. Alright. As this face-up special summon card gets wiped out, you get to call back a Kazajin or a Suijin. Okay. It's honestly pretty good. And then we have the Gate Guardian combined. So Sangha and Kazajin and Suijin must be special summoned the extra deck by banishing the above that you control from your hand, field, and or graveyard. So that's actually really good. The mini pieces aren't going to get as much value. I really wish that they would, but okay. Your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card or card you control. Quick effect, negate that effect, and if you do destroy that card, you can only use this effect of Gate Guardian combined once per turn. And if this face-up summon card leaves the field because of your opponent, you can special summon a level 11 or a lower Gate Guardian monster from your deck or extra deck, ignoring summoning conditions. Yay, it splits apart. So excited for that. Now down here, you're also going to see that we have a rare Photon Orbital. That creepy little punk is the name of the Infernity card. I can't believe they named it that. And we also have Nimble Angler here as well. So very interesting stuff. Now as we shift on along here, Some things that I'm kind of excited about here. Avramax gets a super rare. Well, I can't say that I'm not surprised about that. Avramax, I mean, has been up on the reprint block for quite some time. Good stuff. Now, the card that kind of opens up the door here to kind of change a lot of this is going to be the Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Now, remember, on Synchro Summon, you can special summon a level 2 or lower tuner from your graveyard, and during your main phase, you can tribute this card. So, special summon a Stardust from your extra deck. This becomes treated as a Synchro Summon. The immediate effect resolves. Synchro Summon using monsters you control as material. Now, it does not have to be the same. You don't have to use the Stardust, which is the good part here. All right, and then for the rest of the turn, the monsters Synchro Summoned by this effect are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. So there's going to be some really cheesy, unfair stuff that you can do with this. We also have the Utopia Rising over here. If this card is special summoned, you can target one number exceed monster in your graveyard, except for Utopia Rising. Special summon in defense position, and then detach all materials from this card and attach them to that monster. And if you exceed summon during damage step, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the graveyard. It brings another body onto the field, which is kind of interesting. We also see Super Psy Beast here. We see the cat down here. The Blackluster Soldier is in an Ultra slot. I'm not surprised about that. And then one of the cards I was most excited about here, Soul of the Supreme King, is in a rare slot. I'm not too particularly crazy about that, but it makes sense, I guess, if they put it as a rare. But, to all the Dynamorphia players, you get something good here. Now, as we move on along here, you do see the fact that Wake Up Your Elemental Hero did make it into an Ultra slot. I'm going to be honest with you. If you were really expecting Wake Up Your Elemental Hero to be anything less than an Ultra, I think a lot of people were expecting much different, I feel like. But I think that's fine at the end of the day. We also have Labyrinth Wall getting a rare printing. I mean, okay, cool. It gets an upgrade. It's something that I think we've all kind of wanted to see for like all of our childish dreams. Evolution and Burst let you add an Overload Fusion from your deck to your hand. But if you fusion summon a monster this turn with Overload Fusion using 6 or more materials, that monster can attack a number of monsters during each battle phase up to the number of monsters you use it as its fusion material. But for the rest of this turn after this resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except with spell effects. I mean, okay. I'm perfectly fine with that because the job of the card is to search for the Overload Fusion, so you can start the effective blowout here. We also have Alcei up here, which is kind of cool. We get the Blue Sky Mech Knight in here as a rare. I guess update your Trap Trick Structure deck, and then Rika Glamour in an Ultra print. Then we have the Performapal Great Sorcerer here, or the greatest duelist here. So once per turn at the start of the damage step, if your monster battles a monster, you can return this card to your hand to banish one spell card from your deck. For that battle, your monster cannot be destroyed by... cannot be destroyed, and then battle damage is halved. And then your Spellcaster Pendulum effect. This card inflicts damage to your opponent. You can add a Supreme King monster, a Supreme King Gate monster, or a Soul of the Supreme King from your deck to your hand. And then once per turn, during the standby phase, activate this effect. Each player can banish one spell card from the deck. And then once per turn, when a monster declares an attack, activate this effect. Alright. Add one of your banished spell cards to your hand and then discard it. And if you do, negate the attack. It's kind of hilarious, but your filtering options for this are really, really cool. Now, the last image that we have here is all of your collector's rares that we have seen so far as of making this. Spellbook of Fate, making it in here as a higher rarity, which I'm kind of good with that. We have the Baron de Fleur. I mean, everybody knew that this was coming. Like, if you didn't think anything else at the end of the day, yeah, Baron was getting the CR. Duel Academy gets a CR. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, that feels like that should have been Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. I really don't know. I'm a little bit iffy about that. Neo Tempest Terahertz also gets the collector's rare. We also have the CR Utopia up here as well. I see the Photon Orbital also gets it. I still don't know how I feel about that either. Teardrop Rika Queen also gets a CR in here. And Solemn Judgment also gets a CR in here as well. I don't know how I feel about these collector's rares. It doesn't... A lot of these don't feel very good, I think is the best way to say that. But what do you guys think about everything that we have seen so far? I assume more will come, but let's gear up for that. So leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.